Okay, Aaron Warner here, up at the Epic Fitness Garage, owner of Good News Training, and I'm standing here talking to Stephen Krueger. And so Stephen, we've been working for a little while, but why don't you just let everybody know your name, your age, where you're from, and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Stephen Krueger, as Aaron mentioned. I'm from Plainfield, New Hampshire. I'm a semi-pro go-kart racer, traveling around the New England region so far. Currently sitting in a decent position in the championship, and I've been training here with Aaron for a good 6 months now, and feeling great.
Now, are you in school?
I am. I'm going into my senior year of high school. Also doing industrial mechanics and welding.
Where are you doing that?
At the Hartford Area Career and Technology Center.
Okay. Do we want to give a shout out to Lebanon?
Yeah, definitely. Lebanon High School. That's where I'm a senior. So.
Okay, and now what's the classification of racing that you do again?
So I run the Gear Up F Series. It's professional go-kart racing in the New England region.
So where all do you race?
New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, pretty much it for up here.
Do you have a favorite track?
Yeah, there's a track up in Ogdensburg, New York that I've been at a few times now, and by far my favorite track.
Was that the one that you just
Yeah, that's
just
the one I
ran?
finished fourth in my first time up there. So.
Okay, now just out of curiosity, I think some people think maybe you don't need to train for race car driving.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to get into an exercise program up here?
So running the go-karts at the regional series, I noticed that I was kind of lacking in a few areas. Definitely upper body, stamina. So when I started coming here to train, it was a huge help for me going into the more professional series, staying up with the guys that have been doing this for 15 plus years, that have the upper edge of the physical capabilities.
So how did you hear about this place?
My girlfriend's dad, Chuck Mikas, he brought us over here and introduced
us. What's up, Chuck?
And introduced us to Aaron. So.
Okay. Yeah. And you coming up here with some of your friends. So, what did you notice that you lacked in driving? Where did you feel like you were weak and what you needed to work on?
Definitely stamina. Halfway through a race, I could feel myself starting to fade a little bit, making mistakes here and there. Body-wise, definitely my upper body. I could just feel myself like kind of falling over the seat, getting tired. My neck was getting a little tired. And just lacking in those areas.
So how hard is it getting through a race? I mean, are you pretty wiped out?
Pretty hard, yeah. I mean, going into corners from, say, 80 miles an hour down to 40 in a matter of feet, your body takes it hard because you're trying to stay in the seat, trying to downshift, trying to turn, and just keep the cart underneath you, keeping the guys behind you still behind you.
Right.
It takes a lot. A lot of times we're pulling about probably 1.5 to 2 Gs in some corners.
That sounds like a lot. It sounds like something somebody from NASA would understand. I don't totally get G's, but so let me ask you this. So you've been up here for, gosh, I don't know, is it close to a year now? I mean,
almost 6 months, I think.
Is it 6 months?
I think January we started.
So you've done stability training, you've done stabilization equivalency training, you've done some muscle development stuff. We just got into the power.
Yeah.
Which ones have you noticed have benefited you the most towards your racing?
I would say the stability, honestly. The stability and actually just starting the power, I can definitely feel a gain there. But the stability, because it's the muscles that I need to train to make sure that I have the endurance capabilities of finishing a race up front. And that just kind of training the smaller muscles is a huge help for that, because those are the ones that get tired quickest and lack in the tiny little movements that upset the whole go-kart.
So now, have you noticed that you're performing better against some athletes that you might not have performed so well against? You said something about racing a couple of national champions. What was going on there?
So one of them, he's been racing for about 15 years, I think. I think he's about 30, and he's been all over the place. And I mean, he's a built kid. I mean, he's I mean, he's been doing it, like I said, for 15 years.
When
so
you say 30, he's 30 years old?
30 years old, yeah.
Okay, so he's not a kid. This is,
right,
this is a man at this point.
Yeah.
So you're 17 taking on 30.
Yeah. He's definitely still out in front and by a good 5 seconds. But I definitely wouldn't have been there last year if I hadn't started training.
All right. And so you got your eyes on maybe a championship. What about NASCAR? Is that something that you're hoping to do someday?
Maybe, yeah. Championship definitely first. I'd love to be the KZ2 championship.
Okay.
But NASCAR maybe.
All right.
IMSA, but that's they're endurance cars, GT cars.
Okay. And it sounds like you got good parents that have been supporting you.
Yeah, my dad
you
Scott.
You want to say hi to your folks?
Yeah, my dad Scott, my mom Jessica, my sister.
Any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I got Emily, she's my sister, Brady, Faith, Colin, Seth, all of them. And the guys helping us out on the go-kart team, Carbolus Racing Engines, that's Carlos Lopes, and Mike Rivera. He runs the team that we run with. So all of them, huge thanks to everybody.
Yes, thank you. Now, one last thing I wanted to ask. You had mentioned something about maybe looking for sponsors. Who do you look for sponsors? Like
local businesses. Really, anybody.
So would it be like Moto Tassinari or Fujifilm or
really
Timken or mechanic
all of the
shops?
above.
Anybody that wants to put a little money behind you, and what do they get? To slap a sticker on your car?
Pretty
or
much, yeah.
Put a patch on your shirt, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for
no
sharing
problem.
your good
Thank
news,
you.
bud, and good luck this year.
Yeah, thanks.